welcome to Tickzon. Hey guys, welcome to Tickzon. Just give away trying to turn our hindsight into your foresight. Welcome to the video. My tongue is straightened out now. My name is Ugo as well. If you haven't mentioned if you met me before, this is Tickzon. Just give away trying to turn our hindsight into your foresight, trying to make sure you don't do had I known and all that kind of good stuff. But it's one of them ones today. I just wanted to do a quick video on this one, and it's just about why you should care what people think about you. Now look, don't misconstrue me, you know. I'm not telling you to have people living rent free in your head and start caring about what everybody thinks about you, because in the reality I also tell people that you need to reduce the amount of people who their opinion actually affects what you want to do and actually cause you anxiety in terms of how many people you need to you know. A lot of people have 20 people in your life who you want to seek their approval. That's too many people stressing you who might not be proud of you. No, you don't need to be caring about what people think about you in terms of how you look and all those kind of things, but you do. Look, the truth of the matter is that your perception in the world is your reality of how people perceive you and how people associate with you. Now, if you give off a lot of, you know, let me get one thing straight. You're not going to live this life by yourself. Human beings were codependent animals. Even though we're trying to do this whole independent thing, we're codependent, you know, as in independently, independently, whatever English. But you get what I'm trying to say. It matters what people think about you, because regardless of what you're doing in this life, you're going to be working with other people. And so the way you present yourself is how people will take you. Now, if you're out here doing that, this is me, accept me for the way I am, but doing it with no regard of how other people are, and you're not taking other people for who they are, no consideration, no emotional intelligence in your application of yourself, and you know, tailoring yourself to the situation, especially not to be disrespectful to the people around you, but you're there kind of pompously saying that this person needs to accept you for who you are, but you've not really taken into consideration the people you're talking to, what they care about, and what the best way they would want to receive the information they're receiving. And so this is where you can shoot yourself in the foot with this idea of just accept me for who I am, when you haven't considered who the other people around you are and accepted them for who they are. And this might be their forms of communication. So you should be always mindful of how you present yourself, because, for example, you know, there's this analogy with or this like dilemma that people always throw in terms of just like random conversation of like, would you rather sleep with a goat and, you know, no one knows, or everyone thinks you slept with a goat but you didn't sleep with a goat? Now, you know, obviously, if you slept with a goat and no one knows, oh, you actually slept with a goat. But then if everyone thinks you slept with a goat but you didn't actually sleep with a goat, well, in reality, this is everyone has kind of still thought that to everyone you slept with a goat. And so if nobody wants to work or see somebody who slept with a goat, then they may dissociate themselves from you. Obviously, I'm not downplaying it. You know, people, I enjoy that, what they want to do. You know, that's live your life the way you want to, boo boo. But my point being that the perception that people have of you becomes your reality. So if you ask around about what people think about you, and everyone think, you know, some people out here have a perception of like, okay, he or she's very standoffish, very aggressive, very mean, and all this kind of stuff based on the way they interact and stuff like that. But in reality, I know the person individually. The person's a nice, kind individual person, soft soul, all that kind of stuff. Maybe, you know, put a hard shell just as a kind of like a, you know, just to, you know, protect themselves or whatever. But the perception of what you have is how everybody's going to associate with you. And so that might be a reason why people will not even interact with you, may not approach you, may not give you opportunities that they may want to, because they're looking like, I can't work with this person and all these kind of things. When you understand that relationship is really what everything is built on, whether it's work, regardless of what you're doing in this life, relationships is the foundations of what it is. And that's the reason why people who are a bit more you know, let's say accommodating and appealing to other individuals, who can, you know, kind of understand how to connect to other individuals and how to, you know, kind of form relationships and all those kind of things, is the people that normally kind of navigate more through this world a bit more easier, because they've understood that the way that they've presented themselves and how other people think about them does matter. Because again, you don't know who's going to hold your blessing and who you're going to bless. Now, you're not going to be making a business and asking somebody you don't like or you don't think has the skills to bring towards you. Some people will pick the person who is a little bit less skillful but a bit more nicer to work with, because you have to think of, how am I going to work with this person every day? It's not, unless it's like super high, spec, whatever, but that's literally what it is. You're not going to jump into a relationship just because they're the most ideal guy or the most ideal girl. They on paper, they're everything, but you just don't like their personality. Every time they talk to you, you don't really like it. But as a person, they may have the money, the looks, the physique, everything, but they bring some more stress to your life. You shift them along. That's not the correct person. So similarly, why it matters what people think about you is because ultimately what people think about you is going to shape your reality. So you need to be mindful of that in whatever you do. And yeah, don't be a waste man in your situation with people. Be kind to people. Be nice. Regardless of whether they're nice to you, it's very unnecessary for you to need people to have to be nice to you before you're nice, because the best, the real you. The question I always have for people will have for you is, who are you when nobody's looking? Who are you when nobody's asking you the question? If you're waiting for one person to be nice to you before you're nice to anybody, then you're not necessarily a nice person. You just reciprocate niceness. You get what I'm trying to say? The perception of who you are comes to how you present yourself. So present yourself well, or in the best way for that you can. Yeah, just be considerate of people. It's maybe it's stressful for you to be nice, but ultimately you get out what you put out, all that kind of good stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, and yeah, if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, you can hit it in the comments. We can have a discussion about it. But again, at the same time, I'm not saying that you need to every way you look and all this kind of stuff, but understand that everything that you present yourself in does matter. Because if you look homeless, for example, and you walk into a boardroom meeting, they won't take you seriously. Now, if you're wearing a whole suit and everything, and you're going to a five-a-side cage, they won't take you seriously. You dress for the occasion, you present yourself, because that's part of the way that people digest you. Remember, we all judge people based on the first impression, based on the first few seconds that we see them. We already, until they open their mouth and maybe change our minds, second impressions are kind of like the last opportunity that most people have, unless you're kind of forced to work with each other. So try to make your first and your second ones count, and do what you gotta do, because sometimes it's not that respect is gained. A lot of the time, actually, respect is already given to you in the beginning and you lost it, and now you're clawing back to gain it back. So make your first impressions count. Take care. Bye.